Hello and welcome back to my channel. This is Kayla, and tonight we're going to be doing a slow and cozy yin yoga practice. So as we begin, I invite you to get started by laying at your mat, maybe bringing in some cozy elements like an extra comfy blanket, a light or a candle. And then if you happen to have a bolster, you can have that nearby, but you'll see during our practice that a pillow from your bed or your couch works just as well. So you can pause the video and gather those things. Or if you're ready to begin, you can join me on your mat in an easy pose. Taking a few moments just to settle in. Checking in with your breath. Maybe taking a deep sigh. Letting any stress melt away from the day. And as you're ready, on your next inhale, you can join me in hands and knees posture as you then make your way down to child's pose. So you can take your toes together and your knees wide. And if you happen to have a bolster, you can lay that down in front of you. Or you can just as easily grab a pillow off of your bed and lay it down under your chest, extending your arms long. Maybe taking your gaze, taking your left cheek, your left temple, and placing that on your pillow. Letting your hips sink toward your heels. If it's more comfortable, you can always take your right cheek, maybe switching halfway through the posture here. Really allowing your chest and your torso to feel supported. Nowhere to go except right here. Keeping your mind present with your body. Using your breath to release tension. We'll just stay here, resting in this posture to remind ourselves we're safe and it's okay to be at ease. On your next inhale, you can make your way out of the posture onto hands and knees, and in between our postures you might move through cat and cow postures. For cow, dropping your tailbone, Dropping the crown of your head toward the floor. For cat, dropping your belly, bringing your tailbone toward the ceiling, shining your nose toward the ceiling. You might also take a peek over your shoulders, making C shapes with your spine. Before coming down into our next posture, which we call melting heart. So you'll keep your knees generally under your hips, and you can start, as I did, coming to your forearms. And you might just stay there. It could be comfortable just to stay on your forearms. You might stretch your arms long out in front of you for a bit of this heart opener and shoulder opener. Just making a decision about what feels right and comfortable in your body tonight. Finding ease and settling into the posture. And as you're ready, we'll make our way up to seated, coming into butterfly posture. And here again, we have options for props. So you can take the soles of your feet, place them together, and you can use a bolster, or just as I did before, you can use a pillow from your bed or the couch, placing it on your legs. And what I like about this is, for me, it gently puts pressure on the inside of my thighs as I lean over onto the pillow, and sort of helps with bringing a gentle, easy pressure into my hips. It allows me to keep the amount of pressure I put on my lower back in a comfortable place. So as always with yin yoga, just keeping within what feels comfortable, especially when we're doing more of a restorative practice. No need to push, and always avoiding any kind of pain. Using your breath to release tension, letting it melt as if it's just dropping off your back. And on your next inhale, go ahead and come back up to seated. You can place your pillow or your bolster behind you. We'll be making our way onto our backs. We'll be coming into Reclined Twist. So you can start by maybe stretching your legs long. They've been kind of folded up, so you can give them a little break, and then you can place them on the floor, stretching your arms out at a T, bringing your knees to your chest and rolling your knees over toward the left side of the room. Now, if you'd like to go a little bit deeper, you can always bring your right leg and twist it over your left for twisted roots, if that's familiar to you or comfortable. But in a restorative practice, it might be nice just to simply keep one knee on top of the other. You might choose to place your left hand on top of your right knee, just if a little added pressure would feel nice. You can also always take your gaze opposite your knees to get that full spinal motion through your cervical spine, your mid-spine, and your lumbar spine. Taking a few more deep breaths here. And then as you're ready, bringing your knees back into center, placing your feet on the earth, maybe stretching both your legs and your arms long, rolling through your ankles, stretching through your arms and your shoulders, bringing your feet back in, lifting your hips up and a little bit over toward the right side of your mat this time, bringing your knees in. Stretching your arms out at a T and then letting your knees drop over toward your right. Same as before. Added intensity is always an option. Taking that right hand on your left knee and taking your gaze opposite your knees. Settling in. Really allowing this to feel like rest, like rejuvenation. And as you're ready, make your way back to the center of your mat. Lifting your hips, rooting your hips into the floor and lifting your feet into the air. Maybe rolling your ankles, maybe shining your bottoms of your feet toward the ceiling. For legs up the wall. Just noticing what it feels like to balance the tension and the rest of this posture. Knowing that legs up the wall is one of the best things that you can do before bed. It sends blood back toward the heart and signals to your body that it's okay to relax. So before we move into Shavasana, I invite you to get cozy, maybe put on an extra layer. If you have a face pillow, an extra cozy blanket, you might put those things on before finding your final resting posture. Stay here for a few moments, honoring and absorbing the effects of even just a short practice to get us ready for a good night's sleep. And again, you're free to stay in this posture for as long as you'd like. But if you're ready to move on with your evening and toward bed, I invite you to sit up, taking your thumbs to your heart. Namaste. I'll see you next time.